What's up, guys? Sorry for another late upload, but today we're going to be reviewing the Endgame gear MPC450 V2, I guess, Stealth Edition. I don't know what it's called. I ordered this a while ago when Lethal Gaming Gear released them, and I've been using it, I think, since, just testing it out. I don't know why I wanted to test it for so long, but let's get into it. It's going to be a quick review. Starting off with the glide, there's very low static friction, but you still feel like a very slight resistance when changing direction. At least I've been using most of the time this EC2B with core pads on them. You can feel just a slight bit of resistance when switching directions, but it's not enormous. It's still very glidey, but it's definitely not faster than something like the GTFX or like other hard pads probably. But it is faster than the Infinity, I would say, the Odin Infinity. It's extremely consistent. After 2 weeks of heavy use, there's no slow spots whatsoever. I've gotten this dirty. I think I've spilled coffee on it once, just like a few drops. It doesn't smell. It doesn't, it retains the feeling. A little downside was that when it came rolled up, it doesn't lay 100% flat. It's more maybe like 95% flat, but on the sides here, you can press it down a little bit because it's bent upward a little bit. And there's also these diagonal creases that they came with out of the box that have stuck for the whole time. I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do about it, but it doesn't really affect me in game, so it's not that big of a deal. It has enough stopping power for me, but I understand that for some people you would want a little bit more stopping power. But it's less stopping power than the Infinity for sure by a pretty large margin. Tracking feels pretty smooth and it's not jittery at all, and it isn't affected by humidity in my experience, but it is affected by wrist sweat. So if you don't wear long sleeve shirts when you game, or you don't wear a sleeve, you can definitely feel on your wrist and your forearm. If you start sweating, you'll feel it on the pad, and it'll be a little bit bothersome, a little bit uncomfortable. As for the surface, it's not the most pleasant feeling. It definitely feels a little bit like a windbreaker jacket. That's what CORDURA really is. It's supposed to be for like work gear, jackets, and whatnot. And that's probably why it's uncomfortable on the wrists when your wrists are damp. But besides that, it's not that bad. It doesn't feel super unpleasant to use just in daily use, but I probably would advise against using this as a desk mat. As for the build is very well constructed, although it is imperfect. It's a little bit rough around the edges. The large faint creases, as I mentioned, as well as the edges. The edges, mine came with a little nick on the edge. It also, at the bottom, it started to fray just a little bit. Got some lint buildup on it. The edge stitching is also pretty abrasive, and it's not very comfortable to rub against if you're not wearing a sleeve. And the sides of the pad, as I mentioned, don't lie 100% flat. They bend up just a little bit. Last but not least is the base. The base of this pad, I actually have it on my on the Glide 38 clone that literally came out like 2 days ago and sold out already. But it grips really well on my wooden desk. It grips really well on this desk pad, and yeah, it's not as good as the GameSense Radar, I'd say, but it's still pretty good. It's still, it's just only a little bit less grippy than that. Rarely slips around for me. Would I recommend this pad? Definitely. I definitely think if you're looking for a faster pad, something with not a lot of stopping power, but not a lot of initial friction either, I think this is a definitely good choice to try it out, especially if it's your first CORDURA pad. I give this a solid, I'd say, I give this an 8 out of 10, just because I think the feel on your arm when you're sweating is it's pretty unpleasant, but everything else about this pad is stellar, except for the build imperfections that don't really affect gameplay, but they are kind of a nuisance. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Go purchase it from Lethal, or I don't know where else you can get it. I think they might be in stock on Amazon, but I know for sure Lethal might be restocking sometime. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, share this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.